What is going on, guys? Dalek here. I remember I used to do that, but not anymore. And welcome to episode 14 of DAWG. Now, immediately you're gonna notice that I'm not doing it in my usual audio format. The reason being is because this special DAWG, which is going to be an update, is that it'd be a lot easier if I just did it by pointing at my TV because it'll actually work. So pretty much, I'm sitting here, I'm chillaxing, and I was figured, well, I remember my very first DAWG episode number 14, or episode number 1, was whenever I talked about my Xbox friends at that time. I didn't really have that many, because I was back whenever I just got it, but like whenever I was, like I just started off YouTube, and I just wanted to do a little special video to all the people who've helped me out. This time I'm gonna do an update on that, because that was a year, that was on the 1st of March, I believe. Yeah, the 1st of March I made that video, and that was, that was over a year ago. So I figured, I've made a bunch of new friends here, so I'm gonna talk about them here for a little bit. Some people I don't really know that well, so I'm just gonna like skim over them. But for the people who are like brand new and who I've been speaking to quite a lot, I'll go into a bit more detail for it. So anyway, enough chitter chatter. Let's move on. All right. So very first person, as we can see here, is Aishi. I remember like. Some people actually look at my Xbox and they go, oh, is that Aishi? No, it's I think it's Aish. This sucks. But yeah, IANI, and pretty much she's more Matt's friend than my friend, but I just didn't delete her because she was like chill. It was we used to play Left 4 Dead together. I actually mentioned this in the very first dose of the DAWG, because I remember I was really focused on Left 4 Dead back then. Yeah, she used to play it with us quite a few times, but yeah, I just kind of kept her my friends just for the sake of keeping her. Next person is Beachy, who you may know is in the King of Hate forums. He's a super moderator, and basically I just added him on Xbox. We hadn't played or anything or spoke on Xbox, but we just kind of added each other, and we haven't really done much after that. There's Anbear, but his Xbox name is Best Bear God. And I remember back in the day, I used to always play Street Fighter with this guy. He played like Seth and Akuma and Chun-Li, characters like that there. And he was actually really good as well, and he became a troll on King of Fate forums. But nevertheless, yeah, he was really good to play with. He sometimes invites me the occasional time. I haven't played him in like months, so I don't really know. Bullybug is more so a friend of Taz or BumblebeeCody, he's like right under these ones here. And I played him once or twice. He plays a good Geef, and he plays a good he plays Geef, and he also plays who else was it? I forget, but yeah, like his main character is Geef, I believe, and Sagat, I think it is. So yeah, I've played him a couple of times. He's pretty good as well. I don't play him that much, but yeah, I remember the funny thing is I actually bumped into him in a lobby recently. Like, well, not recently, but it was about 2 months ago. I never had him on my friends list, and I was kind of sitting there on a lobby, and he joined me. I was like, oh my gosh, there's Billybug, because I remembered who he was, and then I just said, oh, good games. Actually, I think I beat him. So I was like, oh, good games. I don't know why I said that. That was pretty cocky. I'm very sorry. But yeah, pretty much. I invited him to be my friend, and he just invited me, and he just accepted it. So we haven't really played much after that, but nevertheless. bobbythenerd, who was somebody that we also used to play like Left 4 Dead, and even Halo whenever I used to play it then. I just haven't got rid of him on my friends, he's kind of stayed there. He's more so Froman's friend than my friend, but yeah. There he is, BumblebeeCody. A very good friend, well, not a very good friend of mine, but I've been talking to him for quite a long time. It's been over a year at this point. I remember I started talking to him in October of 2010, back when I first joined the website. He was one of the first people that got me into Street Fighter. So we still do play quite a lot as well. Like, I remember I was playing with him like the other day, because he still plays Cody and stuff on Street Fighter. I remember him and Sandman were all playing like Street Fighter Cross Tekken in the first day I was there, and he was like destroying all of us because he got it a few days early. But yeah, he's a good guy, of course. I really do enjoy playing Street Fighter with him, and this isn't the last. And look, he was last online 1 hour ago, so we're probably going to get more games in the future, and many more to come. We've got Cardmaster, who I think was from the King of Fate forums, but I don't this is the one where I have no idea where he came from. I just haven't got rid of him from my friends list. He's just always on, he's just on, and I don't really do anything with him. But yeah, so I think he was in a King of Fate tournament or Street Fighter tournament back whenever they were still around, and I think I added him as a friend, or he sent me a friend request. I'm not too sure, but yeah, so he's there. He also, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. His name's like Cormby2. You have seen him in a few videos though. He plays Ibuki in a video that I made quite a while ago. I think I made a video about it. But yeah, so he's a really good Ibuki player. Pretty much, he's one of the top ones in Europe. and he's more so a friend of Overmost Heads than a friend of me. But yeah, I have played him a couple of times. I've played him in Rhys versus Ibuki and Rhys mirror matches. He plays a pretty good Rhys too. So yeah, some good games from him, and I don't know why the heck his motto is in Chinese or whatever the heck kind of language that is, but never mind. David Clocker is just a friend from mine from school who we haven't played anything yet, but like he just kind of, I remember it's kind of funny because I had him as a friend and he just kept inviting me to parties, but I just didn't really do it. So I don't know, he plays a lot of FIFA 12, that's for sure. Oh, there he is, Deadly Dino. Everyone knows Deadly Dino. Well, everyone, like old fans of mine would know Deadly Dino. Like if you transferred like from Matt's channel to my channel, which I know like literally about 1 or 2 people have, I'm not even joking, so like 98 of you, like 1 or 2 people have, so yeah, so he was in some Left 4 Dead videos that Matt used to make like ages ago. It was so like, I remember I was looking back on them, they were so nostalgic, and credit to Matt who totally isn't listening to this and he's totally not in the same party as me. But yeah, so Deadly Deadly Dino, unfortunately he doesn't go on Xbox that much. It's very ironic, this is his last online yesterday. Before that it was like ages ago. He plays a lot of FIFA 12. I used to always play in Modern Warfare 2, and we used to have our own channel, which I refuse to say. And if Cameron, if you flipping post on this video, I'm gonna rip your head off. So anyway, yeah, Deadly Dino, a good IRL friend of mine, and we've been friends for 13 years actually, which I think is pretty funny. Death Trooper 117, he's a friend of mine from school. Michael, as you can see, he's a friend of mine from school. He sits in front of me for every single exam that I had this week, so which I thought was pretty funny. So yeah, he plays like Modern Warfare and stuff. So but I think I played with him once or twice, like back when I first at him, like on Modern Warfare 2. So yeah, that was about it for him. EDJinty is pretty much in the same boat as Corby or whatever the heck his name is. He's a really good chem player. He's just hit B+ recently, and once again I was pretty much playing him in an endless lobby with Overmost Heads, and he just kind of sent me a friend request, and I was like, alright, fair enough. So I think that was the only time I played him actually. I think I like invited him to like play a few other games, but he just didn't join. But anyway, yeah, so he's a really good chem player, and I've learned quite a lot of stuff from him, and he choreographs way too much, I must say. Oh yes, here he is, the infamous Fierce Bullet 753. Probably appeared in the most amount of videos. If I don't know, probably not, considering all my stuff Street Fighter, but you know, he's appeared in a lot of my videos. Any of you that don't know who he is, you should go hang yourself right now, because he's Mega Man, as you can see from his avatar. No, but he's pretty cool. We do play quite a lot. Like actually, we're in a party right now, as you can see in the top left hand corner. You can see the whole amount of people in the party. Yes, 2. I'm putting them. Like we were playing some Dead Rising earlier, so we just figured, you know, I'm just gonna make this video now while he's still in the party. Yeah, met him. I already explained this in my first Versus the Dog, but yeah, just to reiterate. Met him in a versus lobby at the parish. Or in fact, it wasn't even the parish. That was never we left because a bunch of kids joined. But yeah, it was pretty much Left 4 Dead 2 versus. We met as soon, like whenever I first got the game, like 2 weeks after I first got the game in like January of 2010. We've known each other for 2.5 years, which has just flown by. He made a lot of videos of me in it. I made a lot of videos of him in it. So we're BFFLs, I must say. So yeah, go check out his channel and watch his Crash Bandicoot playthrough because nobody else is. okay. Fly 666 Monkey. I'm sorry. Fly 666 Monkey. I used to always play Street Fighter with this guy as well. Hold on, there we go. I used to always play Street Fighter with him as well, and he played Akuma. He's appeared in the podcast once or twice, so he's pretty reliable for that. I'm not sure if he still plays fighting games now. I know he plays it quite a lot on the PC along with Razclown, who I'll get to in a wee second. But yeah, so I haven't really played with him that much. I have spoken to him recently, but yeah, so keep up the good work anyway, Steve. There. Oh, here's probably the newest guy into my friends. His name's Hazard, or Harrison for his real name. Pretty much he's a friend of John Rambo's on YouTube, if any of you know him. Pretty much, well, he's kind of like a friend of him. He like made the designs for him. I haven't like played with him. I've spoken to him quite a lot because we have spoke quite a bit. He's appeared in about 3 podcasts, I'd say. I think he appeared in 1, and then he appeared in 4 total, because he actually was able to interview the Arid Lord, and he done the E3 special last week. So yeah, he's got a really growing YouTube channel as well of his own. So and also I love his intro, so I think that's pretty cool. And he subscribed to me as well, which I think is pretty neat as well. So we're like subscription buddies. This is Parky, who was originally someone I used to play Modern Warfare 2 with a lot with Dean. He's actually Dean's cousin, funny enough, and yeah, I haven't played with him like in ages. Like, it's been so it's been so funny because I sent him a friend request he sent me a friend request like a year and a bit ago, and then I haven't like played with him since. Sounds pretty funny. But it wasn't even a year and a half ago. It was like 2 years ago. Isaac, the same boat as Bobbythenerd. He's a more so a friend of Froman's, but I just haven't deleted him from my friends. So Annie was last online 27 days ago. Andy has like 500 accounts, so if he has Matt, he can back you up, and that is ridiculous. Jayven, he was another Street Fighter tournament competitor. He stopped playing Street Fighter back when AE came out, and he's just still my friend. Just haven't played with him in quite a while, but I remember the infamous day whenever he first played Street Fighter with all of us. That was a crazy day, but you know, you might be able to dig up some research if you go to the fighting games section of the King of 8 forums. You could check out some stuff from there. J.R. Pandabear is pretty much Foosh from the site, who I interviewed and who I used to play Street Fighter with as well. She played Rose, and she appeared in the Street Fighter tournament, and then she didn't really do much. And she originally had a big plan with me, which I could say it now, but I don't really want to, because despite the fact it's not going to happen, in fact, I might as well say it. Despite the fact, like ages ago, she actually wanted me, Amber, and her, and Phil to play, Darkseid Phil, to play like, Street Fighter together. Unfortunately, that idea was ditched whenever DSP got into a whole bunch of like crazy stuff that happened. That was like last year. That was around about February of last year, I must say, whenever like the tournaments were going back up due to Mr. K. Speaking of which, there he is, Kalo80, Mr. K. He's been in a bunch of my videos. I don't think I actually spoke about him in my previous one, did I? I think I did actually, but yeah, pretty much he's a guy that I met with in the Street Fighter tournaments. He was like a newcomer, and then he made the tournaments again after Phantom re-dropped them. But pretty much, he's a good friend of mine. We still do play to this day. Me, him, Sandman, and Cal. Or Sandman and Cal are the same person. Me, him, Sandman, and BumblebeeCody or Taz. We're like the 4 people that still play together, all 4. So except for Mr. K, actually dropped fighting games supposedly, but I don't believe that. So he still does quite a lot of stuff. He recently started helping me out with the King of 8 podcast. So I do thank him for that. And we still do talking stuff like Skype anyway. So yeah, pretty good. King Sour the Third is Andrew from my school, who's still asking me to play Minecraft with him, but he never invites me whenever he's on. So I have played with him like once on like Black Ops, I think, like Black Ops Zombies, but it was quite a while ago. So ever since then, you know, I haven't really been doing much else with him. Kirsty is somebody from my church who plays Call of Duty quite a lot, and yeah, that's about it. So hello, if you're watching this. I don't think you are. Le Mouton is somebody else, is Alex from my school as well. Yeah, I don't really talk to that. Like, I have quite a lot of school friends. I just don't do anything with on my Xbox. So he's another one of those cases. Lucky Boy Josh is another one of those cases. He's never on though. Like, he's on once a month. That is pretty funny. But yeah, I haven't really done anything with him either. MightyFurtado was Chris, or what's up guys, Chris here, or MightyFurtado, bringing you some new gameplay. He's decided to ignore me now, which I'm not very happy about, because I keep on sending him messages and he just doesn't respond to them anymore. Like, he would tweet stuff and I'd be like, and I just, you know, tweet him back and say, oh, I'll do this, and he just completely denies me. So yeah, he's one of those guys. He's trying so hard to get a nice YouTube fan base, but it's not going too well for him. He actually accepted my friend request. I was pretty surprised about, but yeah, he's also accepted my Skype request. I was also very surprised about, but yeah, I have wanted to play a few games with him, but that's not happened, unfortunately. So that's not too good. My little Dalek. Okay, no, you're not gonna get this. My little Dalek is actually Froman, is actually Peter. So yeah, this is but everyone still calls him Froman. So yeah, this is Froman's new account, My Little Dalek. I think it's a mix of Doctor Who and My Little Pony, because he watches both of them, and apparently he's also Gregory House, and he has no games. So so yeah, we don't really talk to him. He's probably the only person here that me and Matt don't really talk to that much out of the 4 of us. Remember the Fatal Foursome? It was me, Matt, Zach, and Froman, back in the Left 4 Dead days, which was pretty neat. But yeah, he doesn't really talk to us that much. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, so he doesn't. Unfortunately, we haven't been playing with me, and he's treating in his Left 4 Dead copy as well, which is the worst part. And I really wanted to play a final Left 4 Dead game and have me and Matt record it, but by the looks of things, this is not going to happen, which is very upsetting. But yeah, so Froman, whenever we do talk, it's always pretty eventful and cool, but unfortunately, we just don't talk that much anymore, which is pretty sad. Ninja Goose or Ninja 6 Oos is a Ross from my school who is a pretty good friend of mine. We haven't really played that much. I think we did play a couple of games or something. I remember sometimes I'd go over to his house and we played Portal 2 and stuff. I think we played like 1 or 2 games of Left 4 Dead while we were there as well. We don't really play that much like Xbox. He always sends me a message as soon as he comes on like something stupid, but but never mind. So so he's another one of my good friends from school. Osiris is Ethan, who's a friend of mine from school as well. Once again, or Osiris even, that's how you say it. So I don't really do anything with him either. Like he's in the same boat as like Andrew or Luke, who you're probably gonna see. Like there's like right below him, where he's just one of those people where he's in my friends list, but we have wanted to try and do stuff together, but it just hasn't really happened. I don't think I've actually done anything with him before. Yep, there's Luke, who's apparently called Adam, but that's actually his brother's name, but I don't know where the heck that came from. So yeah, he's like I said, like Busy Way said that Ethan applies to him. We try to get some stuff going, but not really too much has been happening. OG Shadowknight is somebody from the King of Heat forums who, once again, he was in the same boat as Foos. I think he played in the same tournament as Foos. He's also from Belfast, which is probably the only reason why I actually added him as a friend. But we haven't like spoke that much. The last time we spoke was regarding the Foos interview, but that was about it. So nothing really else happened for that. OMHI, who I'm very upset has changed his name. This is Overmost Heads, who is a pretty funny story how we met. I remember I played in one match in Ranked, and if any of you remember, I was trying to go to a fighting game tournament in Liverpool. Like this time pretty much it was this time last year. I tried to go to a fighting game tournament in Liverpool, and he was actually going to that fighting game tournament, and I said to him, oh, how about, I heard you going to the tournament on neoempire.com, so it's good to see, it'll be good to finally play in real life. And he says, oh yeah, very cool. I accepted him I invited him to an endless battle. He played with me. It's pretty cool. He's definitely the best Oni in Europe. He's one of the best Street Fighter Cross Tekken players in Europe. You see tons of replays of him. He's like the best Oni like around. I think he is the best Oni around, to be honest. So yeah, we still do play quite a lot. Seth and Oni, what a flippin' crazy matchup. So yeah, I think it's he's a pretty good friend of mine. We've never actually spoken voice to voice, but we always like text chat while we're playing matches, so we're like sending messages back and forth. But yeah, so and I still wanna, if you're watching this, which I think you might be doing, I still wanna play that Street Fighter Cross Tekken team thing. So it's so funny because he's like an A rank in that game and I'm like a C rank because I never play it. But it's so funny because it'd be so funny to just walk into this and play a game with like somebody that's an A rank and somebody that's a C rank, like 16,000 points and then like 1,000 points. I think would be pretty funny to see. So hopefully if that happens, I'll record it and it'll be pretty funny footage anyway. Oh, there's Quasi. Rest in peace. Aiken is Aiken from my school. What a crazy. Oh, that was Death Trooper online right now. You can't really see him because I zoomed my camera in. But yeah, so Aiken, not very elaborate. Xbox gamer tag. But yeah, he's one of the people in my school who is in my friends list, but we don't really do anything with either. So yeah, Phantom Ryu is pretty much. It's kind of funny to see he had a growing popularity now on YouTube, where he started uploading Elder Scrolls gameplay. Now he's got like 250 subscribers. Which is pretty funny. But yeah, we don't really play that much anymore. We did play some Street Fighter pretty recently, actually. By pretty recently, I mean like sometime last year. But yeah, we don't really play that much anymore. And I think he's too busy with like real life. If you see his channel, then you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, so interesting enough. Rhyllis is a game player who is pretty funny how we met as well. He was just doing stuff on his channel, and then just sent him a message and I said, hey, do you want to play some matches? And he's like, oh sure. Played some matches. We were both being cocky at each other. I got completely destroyed. I did upload some matches of the two of us. That wasn't the actual original set that we played, or was it? I'm not even sure. But yeah, so he's definitely one of the best games I've ever fought. One of the best games out there. As you can tell from his photo, which actually isn't Gen, apparently it's some random guy. So yeah, we sometimes do play. I think I played him in Street Fighter Cross Tekken and I fucking got bodied. So, but at the same time, as Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I got bodied no matter what. So not too good. I wanted to see if I can get this done before like 23 minutes or something. Oh, there he is, Mr. Sandman. Do 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 do. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics of that song, but yeah, Sandman, one of my closest friends who I've known for quite a long time. Don't get jealous, Matt. And it's pretty funny because He's like I remember I said this in the Dose of the Dog, the very first one. Whenever he just sent me a message saying, "Hey, I like what you said in King of Eight. Let's have some games." Ever since then, I've been to Liverpool. I didn't meet him because of a bunch of crazy circumstances. But yeah, we still do play quite a lot in all the fighting games. You know, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. We did play Marvel back when I had it, but then it flipping sucked, so I don't have it anymore. So yeah, it's I don't really have much else to say about him except for you know. We still do play quite a lot. He's another person that's appeared in a lot of my footage as well, and I look forward to more games in the future, and you better look forward to more footage of him in the future. Six is somebody, Six or whatever the heck. Everyone just calls him Six for short, but he's another guy who I used to play like there was a time whenever we used to always play like every day. He plays a pretty good Goken. I think he deserves a lot more points than he actually has, but he's never online anymore, unfortunately. I'm not sure what happened to his Xbox. I don't think he hasn't been online like a month or so, which I'm pretty shocked by, but oh well, it's kind of sad that he's not on anymore. But yeah, if he ever comes back online, I'll greet him with open arms. We'll play some stupid Street Fighter 4 whenever he comes back on, but unfortunately not so much anymore. I'm going to leave the Arid Lord to the end because he's a very interesting case. TheCopyNinja is actually a fan of mine who I bumped into in an Endless lobby. This is actually a pretty funny story as well. I was playing some Endless and then I just joined a game and the CopyNinja just joined. He was like, "Oh, you're Pedo, I like your footage." I'm like, "Whoa, okay," because like I think back then I only had like 60 subscribers, and I was like, "Wow, like what are the odds of finding somebody that actually likes my footage in an Endless match?" It was pretty good, unless he was like stalking me or something, which I doubt would have happened. I don't see what's so special by me to have someone stalk me, but yeah, we have played a few matches. He's up and coming, let's put it that way. So I tried playing a versus 10 with him, but it was really laggy, so we ended up not doing it. I don't play with him that much anymore. He does play Street Fighter Cross Tekken as well, so you know, that's a sad tale. Oh, flip, this is getting quite long. So we've got 8 more people left. Flip. This might go into 30 minutes. Oh my gosh. Vossil is somebody from the King of 8 forums who I used to play Street Fighter with quite a lot. He never really spoke his German, but yeah. So I don't really play with him anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, so it was fun while it lasted. Alright, this is a really weird case. WeeGerryBhoy was somebody that sent me a message saying, "Hey, do you want to do a first to 10?" And I was really confused of whether he's like a fan of me or if he just sent me a random message. But yeah, we never actually did play a first to 10. He plays Rufus, a pretty good Rufus, but we never actually played a really serious set. But ever since then, we haven't really played each other at all. WorstGiefEVER, obviously, anyone in the fighting community should know this guy, especially in the UK scene. He is indeed one of the best Giefs ever, well, kind of. But he does a lot of like streaming and he helps out in the fighting game community. I played him in ranked one time. I said GG, he said GG back. I sent him a friend request and actually accepted it. Ever since then we haven't even played, despite me inviting him numerous times, so unfortunately it's not happened. And I think I uploaded a match with him as well. 9penny is Adam from my school, he haven't played with at all. Same boat as like some of the other people I've talked about. XPS Rise is XPS Unseen's friend, who plays Street Fighter. He plays Street Fighter a lot more than he does. I'm pretty surprised about, but yeah, he plays it a lot more. So you know, I still need to play him. And like this summer, we're trying to get a first to 10 organised. His internet's not very good because we can't even connect. But if you're watching this, yeah, you're going down. And Cameron was somebody I spoke quite a lot about in my first Dose of the DAWG, who I played with quite a lot. Still play with quite a lot in Modern Warfare 3 and stuff. Pretty much every weekend we at least have a few games of either Modern Warfare 3 or Street Fighter 4 or both. So yeah, one of my closest friends IRL, and unfortunately you won't be getting Black Ops 2 if you've seen this most recent video. So yeah, well you might see a bit more Street Fighter footage from him in the future, and I'll greet that with open arms too. It's Peter from school, same boat as everyone else pretty much. I don't want to dive too much into them. Zinfinger, I think there's one more person below Zach, really? Yeah, Zinfinger is obviously Zach, who all of you should know from not Street Fighter, from Left 4 Dead, with me, you know, the like as I said, the Fatal Force, and me, Matt, Zach, and Froman. He's one of them. He's probably the third person I speak to the most out of the group. Obviously Matt's the first one, and he's the next one. He sometimes joins, sometimes he doesn't. He plays more PC games than anything else. It's pretty ironic because he's on right now playing Arkham City. But yeah, so we don't really play that much anymore. We haven't played Left 4 Dead with him in ages. Me and Matt are the only people who actually play Left 4 Dead in the group, you know, right now. And oh yeah, and it's Big Ian is pretty much another one of my school friends who I don't really play with that much. So let's go back up to the Arid Lord. Okay, so basically what happened, right, so I've got 5 minutes, so I definitely don't want this to run over 30 minutes. Basically what happened was, we were, like, I set up the King of Eight podcast in February/March, and then it wasn't until about mid-March whenever Phil recognised it and he actually posted it on a video. Apparently, Arid Lord, or Chris in real life, he actually I'm going to call him Chris, as you know, there's no point just calling him by his username because it's pretty dumb. But yeah, so Chris pretty much noticed and he said, oh, well, I might, he was scheduled to be on the show, but that never happened. He was also, scheduled to have a bunch of... He actually already did a podcast which apparently didn't go to as he fell out with the people who were doing it. So he sent me a message and he said, oh, do you want me to interview you? And I said, yeah, sure. So then we did that in the podcast. He was actually one of the people I was going to approach to do it as well, which I thought was pretty fun, ironic. But yeah, me, Hazard, and 2 other people interviewed him. And pretty much, the funny thing is, we did that. Now, what you would expect with most people is you kind of go, okay, so there's your interview. Okay, you got to interview me. All right, goodbye, and then that's it. Because I had a Skype and stuff in order to do that. So pretty much, we did that there, and then that was it. He's like, okay, I got to go now, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, so that's it. I'm not going to see him again. So the next day, he contacts me and he's like, oh, so how do you think the podcast went? I was, whoa, okay, because not many people, like after doing an interview, I definitely didn't expect them to actually keep an update on it. But then I kind of thought, okay, so he just probably wants to know what the podcast is up to, and that's it. So I was telling him about it. It was all like business and no play, pretty much. It was just podcast. That was about it. I said to him, can I add you on Xbox? And he said, yeah. So we did that there. Then over the next month or so, like over the month of April, we just started talking every once a week. We were just talking on Skype, and we were just we were just learning a bit more about each other. Arid Lord's Chris's relation. So I keep on looking at the screen, and that's just what it says there. Chris's relationship with Phil, Darkseid Phil, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I must say, I did learn quite a lot of interesting stuff, a little bit of insider stuff, which I'm obviously not going to share because it's kind of personal to him, and a bunch of other crazy stuff, crazy stories that we shared together. And then it's kind of funny because we did all that there, that was all well and good, and then I was on Xbox one day, and then I seen him just sitting there, and I was like, hey, do you want to play some Modern Warfare 3, because he still has it. So then, I invited him to the party, we started talking a bit more, we played. It's so funny because this is almost reminiscent of what happened with him and Phil, because it's as if a fan became a friend, pretty much. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so what happened was we were doing that there, we played a bit more, and then ever since then we just started joining, we just started we just started inviting each other to each other's parties. So what happened was, me and Matt, as you can see, Matt right there, as you can see, me and Matt, we were being apart and he just joined, and we talk a bit more. It's really funny because we have similar interests. He likes Yu-Gi-Oh, he obviously likes gaming, he likes a bunch of other stuff. So we were able to talk quite a lot about stuff like that there, which I thought was really cool. And pretty much, for the no joke, he's away at too many games now, but for the past 2 weeks, we spoke every day on the Xbox. Every single day, he would, we were both on around about this time, around about 9 o'clock. And then he just, he joined my party, or I joined his party. We both invite each other to whatever parties, and then we just talk for hours on end. And literally, it's so weird because, this time 3 months ago, I wouldn't have expected this to have happened, but still pretty cool. One of my good friends now after 3 months. Probably the quickest relationship I've ever built out of anyone in my entire life. Well, obviously excluding real life friends where relationships build really quickly. But in terms of the internet, it's a pretty ridiculous, speedy, friendship that we grew, and yeah, and that's pretty cool. So that's about it. That's a pretty interesting story to end it. My Dose of the Dog episode number 14. It's pretty annoying because I probably should have made this episode the 15th anniversary, but whatever. So there's all my friends, 48 of them. Interesting enough, I might delete a few of them after making this video, but never mind. So my camera's about to run out of battery. I don't want us to go over 20 or to go over 30 minutes. That'd be ridiculous. But anyway, my name's P-Dog. I hope you enjoyed this update Dose of the Dog on all my Xbox friends. If you mentioned this video, I hope you appreciated the kind words I had to say to all of you. At least I didn't say anything bad. And that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna. So from me and from Matt. We both say goodbye. So yeah, we'll see you guys around for the next video, which will probably be another Street Fighter video, no doubt. Alright, so yeah.